Have you ever felt overwhelmed by pain, whether physical, emotional, or mental? What if I told you that this pain could be one of the most valuable teachers in your life? Imagine unlocking the hidden lessons behind every painful experience you've faced. Today, we're diving deep into how pain, often seen as a burden, holds the power to transform your life in ways you never imagined. Stay with me, because the 7 powerful reasons why pain is your greatest teacher will leave you rethinking everything you've ever known about growth and resilience. We've all felt pain in some form at various points in our lives. It's something we tend to avoid or run from, wishing it would disappear as quickly as possible. We go to great lengths to numb it, distract ourselves, or push through it. But what if I told you that pain isn't just something to endure? What if it's actually one of the greatest teachers you'll ever have? Imagine that every time you feel pain, it's offering you a lesson, a chance to grow, to become better. What if, instead of fighting against it, you embraced it? Pain is a powerful force. It's uncomfortable, disruptive, and sometimes feels unbearable, but it's also the catalyst for profound transformation. Throughout history, some of the most significant moments of growth, innovation, and change have been fueled by pain. This isn't a coincidence. Pain has a way of cracking open the walls we build around ourselves and forcing us to see things differently. Pain doesn't just happen, it is often the result of something deeper, a signal that something within us needs to shift, needs to change. It's easy to overlook this in the heat of the moment, but if we take a step back and really reflect, we might realize that pain is often the doorway to our greatest growth. When we go through a painful experience, whether it's a breakup, the loss of a loved one, a failure at work, or the toll of physical injury, our first instinct is often to seek a way out. We may try to run away, numb the feelings, or tell ourselves that it will pass with time. But while time may soothe some of the sharpness of pain, it doesn't always heal what needs to be healed. The truth is, we may not grow unless we face it, acknowledge it, and understand what it's trying to teach us. Pain is a guide, and it has lessons for us. It speaks to us in ways that words alone cannot. One of the first lessons it teaches us is the power of vulnerability. We live in a world that often rewards strength, perfection, and resilience. We are taught to push through, to keep going no matter what, and to never show weakness. But pain strips us of these illusions, brings us face to face with our own vulnerability, reminding us that we don't have to be invincible. In fact, it is through embracing our vulnerability that we become truly strong. When we allow ourselves to feel pain fully, without shame or avoidance, we open ourselves to a deeper understanding of our own humanity. We give ourselves permission to heal, and in that healing, we become more whole. Another lesson pain offers us is the opportunity for self-discovery. When life is easy and smooth, it's easy to coast along without truly knowing ourselves. But when we face hardship, pain forces us to dig deep. We have to look inward to understand what we truly value, what we're afraid of, and what we want to change. In the midst of suffering, we often realize parts of ourselves we may have ignored or never known existed. Pain invites us to ask tough questions. Who am I really? What do I need? How do I want to show up in this world? These are the kinds of questions that help us discover our true essence. It's through pain that we also learn resilience. Resilience isn't just about bouncing back from challenges, it's about bouncing forward. Pain teaches us how to rebuild ourselves, how to rise from the ashes, and how to turn our wounds into wisdom. Resilience is about developing the ability to adapt to change and to thrive even in adversity. While it's normal to feel defeated and discouraged in the midst of pain, it's important to recognize that it's not the end of the story. Resilience is born from the smallest moments of recovery. It's in the days when we get up, even though we feel like staying down. It's in the moments when we keep moving forward, even when we don't feel like we have the strength. Resilience is a muscle, and pain helps us build it. Pain also teaches us about empathy. When we go through suffering, we become more attuned to the pain of others. Our hearts expand as we begin to understand that everyone in some form is carrying some burden. We no longer view others' pain as separate from our own, but instead, we feel a shared connection to the human experience. This heightened sense of empathy allows us to offer support and compassion to those who are struggling, and in doing so, we create deeper, more meaningful relationships. When we've been broken, we are able to hold space for others to heal too. The beauty of pain is that it brings clarity. It clears away the distractions, the superficialities, and the things that no longer serve us. When we are in pain, we often find ourselves reassessing our priorities, reevaluating what truly matters. Pain has a way of stripping life down to its most essential elements. It asks us to focus on what's important, to live with intention, and to stop wasting time on things that don't bring us fulfillment. It teaches us how to simplify, how to focus on the present moment, and how to align our actions with our deepest values. Through this clarity, we can make better decisions for ourselves and for our future. Pain also brings growth through acceptance. Sometimes the greatest lesson pain teaches us is simply how to surrender. It asks us to accept what is rather than fighting against reality. We don't always have control over what happens to us, but we do have control over how we respond. Pain, when accepted, can transform us. It is in our acceptance of it that we find peace. The sooner we stop resisting and start embracing what we're feeling, the sooner we can learn from it and move forward. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It means acknowledging the reality of the situation and choosing to move forward with grace. Finally, pain is the teacher of patience. In today's world of instant gratification, we expect results to come quickly, whether it's in our careers, our relationships, or our personal growth. But pain teaches us the value of time and patience. Healing is a process, and it doesn't happen overnight. Sometimes the greatest lessons come not from rushing to the finish line, but from the slow, steady unfolding of our transformation. Pain forces us to slow down, to sit with ourselves, and to allow our healing to happen in its own time. In doing so, we develop the patience needed to navigate life's challenges with a sense of calm and steadiness. As we embrace pain as our greatest teacher, we start to see it in a different light. We begin to understand that pain is not our enemy, it's our ally. It's not something to fear or avoid, but something to listen to and learn from. The lessons pain teaches us are often the most valuable ones, the ones that shape our character and mold us into the people we are meant to be. You may be sitting here today thinking that the pain you've experienced is too much to bear. Maybe you feel overwhelmed, defeated, or unsure of how to move forward. But I want you to know that the pain you're feeling right now is not the end of your story. It's just the beginning of a new chapter, one where you emerge stronger, wiser, and more connected to yourself and to others. You don't have to run from pain. You don't have to pretend it isn't there. Instead, lean into it. Ask yourself, what is this pain trying to teach me? How can I grow from this experience? When you embrace pain with an open heart and a willingness to learn, you unlock the power to transform your life in ways you never thought possible. So the next time pain shows up in your life, don't push it away, don't try to numb it or hide from it. Instead, face it head on, knowing that within it lies the wisdom you need to become the person you are destined to be. Pain is your greatest teacher. It's time to listen and learn from it. Thank you for being here today. Stay strong, stay curious, and remember, pain is your greatest teacher. Don't let it pass without learning from it. If you found value in this message, if it's resonated with you and you want to continue exploring the depths of personal growth, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel. Together, we'll continue uncovering the truths that will guide us through life's challenges, teaching us how to embrace every experience, good and bad, as a vital part of our journey. Subscribe now and let's grow together.